Welcome to Eternal Rambles, where the Eternals ramble eternally. My name's Aaron.
I'm Kodig.
This is Klain.
Yes, he is back again because convenient scheduling.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
This
amazing
time.
having 4 days off and not doing anything all the time. You could have called me literally at any point to do this.
Well, we were also doing it like at a different time than previously. That made sense.
Yeah,
day.
daytime.
Yeah. Well, actually, we were doing it for a while, like recording at like 1 a.m. and stuff.
Yeah.
You're just shooting yourself in the foot more, bro.
Well, at the time, your job wasn't the job you have now.
Yeah, whatever.
So, like, your schedule was not the schedule you have now.
Yeah.
That's what I meant with the before statement. I would have loved to have you on podcast earlier. It's like it felt every time. It's like, oh, we're gonna do a recording thing. Do you want to drive 40 minutes over here to do it?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, sorry, bro, I don't have the gas money.
Yeah. It's always about gas.
It is.
Yeah, one of the cheapest states for gas. It's still too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome to the economy. Yeah, what does and doesn't get into the podcast kind of changes on which guest we have. It just so happens that Klain is a bit more. What's the word?
Political.
no, not political. What's
Jaded?
Controversial.
Oh, yeah.
I
little controversial.
was gonna say vernacularly willing.
Yes, 100%. Let's go.
So there was one time, Kodig and I were recording in my closet with like the closet I had before, which was teeny.
Yeah.
And we had the door closed to try to maximize, audio quality.
Oh yeah.
And we had already been recording for like 3-4 hours at that point.
Yeah.
And I said a joke that made us laugh so hard we literally both started blacking out.
Yeah,
Because
sucked
all the oxygen out of the closet.
Is that why more people have been coming out of the closet?
Yeah, there's no more oxygen left in there. You gotta breathe.
Yeah, and then literally, because again, we were sitting on the floor in that tiny closet, it was hot as hell. Been recording for like 4 hours. So after that giant laughing session, I just had cramps all up and down my sides, and literally had to stand. It's like I have to keep the door open, and I cannot sit anymore. We have to wrap this podcast.
100%.
It was the Disney podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
That or the Cartoon Network one.
It was either Disney or Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network
part
had to be
one, yeah.
had to be 2 parts because there was just so many shows.
Yeah.
And we had opinions on way more of them.
Yeah, we had way more opinions on fucking shit in Cartoon Network than we did on Disney and Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Which, we still intend on those,
to go rewatch some of those shows and have more opinions on them.
Yeah, because the other thing that we talked about is we were like, okay, we've been doing the Eternal Council countdowns. We were like, oh yeah, let's do some council countdowns on the Disney, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network shows, ranking our top 10s.
Yeah, but I've been pointing out the fact that what the problem is, like, what if my number 7 is your number 3?
Well, that's the
then,
reason
like,
we were the way we kind of decided to do it is like, we talked about this. The way we had decided to do it was to fucking just choose like 10 shows and then just kind of debate the order amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because obviously I give up some, he gives up some. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But a lot of them we're gonna agree on.
It's like, oh yeah, this is one of my favorite shows.
Like, if
I've never seen that show before. Well, I gave it a 10, so it's got to be number 2 on the list. Like,
not like that. But like Teen Titans, obviously. We both love. It's gonna be up there. I'm not gonna say what position it would be in, but it would be there. But even though Aaron hasn't seen Adventure Time, he could give on Adventure Time because of how much I love Adventure Time.
I would recognize it for its importance in the Cartoon
Exactly.
Network lineup.
It would end up on the list. It just can end up much higher because of Aaron's not caring about it.
So, speaking of Cartoon Network shows, how do
Yeah.
you guys feel about the return of The Amazing World of Gumball?
Wait, it's returning?
Yeah,
It's
a
back.
lot of cartoons have been returning recently, like
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb on Disney.
Quite literally, the pilot episode for the returning episode of Amazing World of Gumball is them waking up and going, "How long were we asleep? 5 years?"
I'm always like,
I'm down. I'm honestly down.
It's a great show. It's probably one of the best mixed medium shows I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I fucking love.
see, that's
Amazing
what
World of
I've
Gumball.
always respected Gumball for that, just for that aspect of everything's different animation styles. We have all these zany characters. It's
And
never
nothing looks out of place.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's never been necessarily for me. Like, I've watched episodes here or there, mostly because Klain was watching them, and I'd walk into the room and be like, "Oh, what you watching?"
It's mostly just retardedness.
Yeah,
That's my type of show. It's that and South Park where it's just random.
Well,
stuff
yeah,
that happens.
that's the difference between me and Aaron and me and Klain is like me and Klain kind of appreciate a lot more of those just dumb comedies.
Yeah.
that Aaron really doesn't like.
Monotonous randomness.
Yeah, stuff like South Park.
Well, South Park I don't like for the vulgarity.
Yeah, whereas me and Clayton are just like, it's good writing. It's just good writing. Yeah. You know, despite all the vulgarity and.
That's also why I like Gintama. Gintama was so funny to me because it's basically just Japanese South Park.
Oh yeah,
where it just makes fun of its own genre of.
Have you finished 2003 Turtles?
The animation style changed and it made me fucking crawl to a halt. Because here's the deal. I've really could have forgiven it because I'm like, okay, they kind of look softer. They flash back to the old animation style in the middle of They didn't even bother to reanimate it. They didn't even bother to reanimate. And here's the thing, it interferes with the plot. Because April gets possessed by this weird ring or whatever.
Spoiler alert for a show from 2003.
Yeah, from 2003. Casey's like, I gotta propose to my gal. Goes to a pawn shop to get a ring, of course.
I mean, we already knew that they got married and had children because of Fast Forward, where you go to the future and we meet their grandchild.
You meet their literal grandchild, yeah. And so...
I haven't seen 2000.
Casey goes to...
2003 basically was broken up into 3 major blocks, which was the original Flash Forward, where they literally get teleported to the future, and then back to the sewers, where they go.
And believe it or not, originally it was kind of jarring, but as you follow along onto it, it kind of actually breaks the pace. And this is what I commend shows back in the early 2000s for, is because they often get wrapped up in their own, like, monotonous plot. And Turtles kind of did that, especially with the re-return of Shredder over and over again, regardless of which version it was.
Yeah, Turtles was always that show where it's like, hey, we're doing this for 3 episodes, now we're doing this plot. Oh, we're going to go very deep for several episodes about this main story plot. Distracted. Oh, look, now we're doing this over here. It's like, well, what about that plot? We'll get back to it in 23 episodes.
First, it's Oroku Saki, and then Oroku Saki turns out to be an alien.
Yeah,
and then that alien actually turns out to be a warlord of that alien race that's just stuck here.
Yeah, you know Krang? That weird alien thing? Yeah. Shredder is one of that alien in 2003, but he looks slightly different to show you that he's evil.
Yeah, but then they also go, cool, but we also introduce the actual Shredder.
You know Super Meat Boy?
Yeah.
Give him spikes on his head.
Yeah.
That is what Shredder looks like.
Exactly. It's super funny. But he has like a tasteful scar and everything to show that he's evil.
God.
It's so funny.
Have you seen the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? The new one?
No.
Or the one with like big buff rat.
Bro, I'm starting from the beginning. Well, not the beginning,
but
I'm starting from the tasteful beginning. I don't want to go back to the 80s.
Oh, so you're gonna go to the then you're gonna go to the CGI.
To the Nickelodeon
Paramount.
Oh, so you're actually gonna. Oh shit.
I'm working on it, but
these are long shows.
Yeah, they are.
Dude, I'm working on just getting through this giant chunk of anime that I'm just so far behind on everything. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. I can just put stuff on in the background while I'm doing other things where I can pay half attention to.
Yeah.
And that's why I started watching that one. What's it? An ordinary guy gets reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout.
I don't know why you're pointing at me as if I was going to tell you the title.
I just. It's one of those things. I just expect Aaron to know everything.
No.
No, it's
The funny thing when you first started pointing at me to do that is like you're like an ordinary guy. My brain went to like it's like the world of Otome games is hard for a mob.
No, I started watching that. I finished it, and I was like, okay, cool. And then it led to that whole discussion where I immediately called Clayne as soon as it ended. Well, I hopped on the Discord because he wouldn't answer his phone. So I hopped on the Discord with Clayne as soon as it ended, and I was like, because it was the first anime that I watched that, besides the other one, that was like literally like it just doesn't have an ending. It just says the story's gonna continue, and then it just fucking doesn't because there's no season 2.
Yep.
And it wouldn't be so bad if it was a manga. It's not. It's a fucking light novel.
Yep.
Which I'm like, I don't get to see the pretty characters in a light novel.
Well, see, the funny thing about it is where it's like sometimes when an anime just stops, you're like, oh well. But then you have like season 2 of Shangri-La Frontier, where it's like they are mid-arc.
Yep.
Stop.
Yeah,
just stops.
In both. Yeah, mid-arc in both.
It has two major plot lines going on
in
at the
Shangri-La
same
the
time.
game,
and
in the real world.
Yeah.
They're both mid-arc.
Oh god.
It's like he's like, okay, in the game we're preparing to potentially face another Titan or whatever they're called, another Colossus.
7 Colossi.
Yeah, and then in the real life, it's like, oh yeah, one of my buds has asked me to participate in this showcase fighting game tournament for the new game. Both of these things are happening at the same time, both time sensitive. He's like, I can do both.
Yeah.
And then the show's like, oh yeah, we're about to gear up. Things are about to get real exciting. It's like, what?
Get ready to watch
Why?
season 3 in 5 years.
On one hand, I would have kind of preferred if they kind of twiddled their thumbs a little bit for a while to kind of
drag
push,
the plot.
push.
Yeah.
But then also on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know how they could have, honestly.
I will say the opening for season 2 of Shangri-La Frontier is really cool. I like how they blend hip hop into the anime opening.
It was interesting, but also like, and the visuals were very abstract in places. It was.
I don't know. I haven't actually watched Shangri-La.
You should.
You watch? No,
I watched like the
you
first
watched like
three
the first 3
episodes.
episodes, yeah. So
That's about
to the point where he fought the first area boss.
I thought it was nice.
What I really
I
like
hate
about
the main
it
character's design.
is that,
other than that,
so people call it like an isekai, but it's really not, because
It's-
it's
yeah.
just a dude going into a game,
and there are multiple.
it's just a really good game.
people just hear, oh, guy goes into game, isekai.
Yeah.
like
The thing
that's
is-
that's.
Well, and the thing about it is, it's not just one game. Like, he goes to several in the course of the show.
Yeah, he's a trash gamer.
So we emphasize, oh yeah, he's a gamer, and gamers, real ones, hashtag no shade, but hashtag all the shade, play more than one video game.
Yeah.
And
And, it appeals
he
to
plays video games for the enjoyment and the challenge.
and like any gamer, he doesn't just flow in like, oh, I'm bored of this one, I'm going to move on. No, it's like, oh, hey, this one thing happened in this game. It kind of reminded me of this other game I had. I kind of want to go scratch that itch. Mm-hmm. And it's just the tickle. And it's also showing the community that's behind each game. Like, you may not be an extremely important person. Of course, he's the main character, so he has to be
He's the
important.
protagonist. But like,
But at the same time, it does show that when you leave a community and come back, a good community is always welcoming.
it also shows the fact of sometimes you will have people playing a game and they get bogged into that game's mechanics, and it takes some guy and it's like, I'm gonna poke everything with a stick to see what breaks. and it makes the developers go, fuck!
You need that person. They are annoying.
But they're very important.
Yeah.
And it also shows some of the background
That's how you find out in Rainbow Six Siege that there's a bug that makes you literally invincible. And invisible. Invisible and invincible.
Well,
like, that was necessary.
Like, I also like how it also shows aspects of the gaming, like, game development process. Because, like, sometimes we get flashes to the company where, you have the main marketing, game, main developer, and main story person. And the game developer and the story person are always at each other's throats because it's like, the game has to be winnable. It's like, but the lore.
Yeah. Like a good example of a fun game, but even in demo, it still like lays heavy on lore. So there's this game called Mycopunk that's been in open demo beta for a little while. It's kind of similar to Deep Rock and Destiny and how you go and grind for weapon upgrades for existing weapons. But funny thing is, you're a bunch of robots on a spaceship holding a space roach captive. Basically, you go and do jobs for this company called Sax and Sanson, something like that. And the roach has really funny lines, like straight up just goes, hey guys, I know you're touching the thermostat. You can't feel cold. Stop touching the thermostat. And then if you go and like punch his Saxitos, which are Saxon Corp Doritos, he goes, no, you killed him. You pulverized my babies. And really cool character building, but also you could go and find logs about how the robots showed up on the ship. So if you go and explore the actual hub world that's the inside of the cargo ship, if you just go mess with stuff, like, you know, a person would do. If you're a robot, you're programmed not to, but that's the thing about these robots is that they're not the typical AI robot you run into.
They people.
Kinda. They're quirky. Like,
hey, could you not sit 3 feet off the microphone when you talk?
So, I went around, opened up one of the storage containers, and there's a log, and it talks about a ship that was supposed to show up and do repairs, and when the docking ship shows up, all there is a repair robot, and there's no bodies. There's a couple of red smears on the roof of the container. Doesn't know what happened. Doesn't know if the robot killed him. Doesn't know if there was a anomaly in space that happened. They're just, the people were not there, just the robot.
Okay, Dead Space.
So he calls the company to come pick up the robots. Mm-hmm. And the people they send in the rescue carrier, she just beats the shit out of. Mm-hmm. And then later on, after beating up all the dudes who came to like take her away from the ship because she didn't want to go, she points at one dude's malfunctioning robot arm and goes, "Hey, that works subpar. I'm gonna fix it." And then threatens him to pay for it. She beats him up, breaks his arm, fixes it for him, and then makes him pay for it. And he does. And so Rochard, the captain, he's just like, yeah, these robots scare me. And like to the point to where he's a space roach, so he's nigh unkillable. So you could go and do things to him that would kill a normal person. Like you just go and throw grenades at him and go beat the crap out of him. He goes, "You're a bitch, you know that." Get away from me. And oh, dude. So it's character world building like that. And this is just a little open test demo. A little indie game that just shows a lot of love. Kind of similar to how Deep Rock was. And it just sets up the culture for that.
You know, speaking of multiplayer online games on PC, last night...
Believe it or not, we're actually sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
He started the way. Raid.
Because I was gonna say Shadow Legends, I'm like, no, it's Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid VPN. No wait, Nord Shadow Legends.
I actually wanted to say Elder Scrolls Online, but Elder Scrolls Online has been dead for a while.
Even though it just apparently recently released an expansion or something.
Dude.
Yeah, they're
like Oblivion comes out, and they're just like, hey, we should give Elder Scrolls Online their piece of
trying
Oblivion
so hard. Like if you boot up Skyrim, it literally says try Elder Scrolls Online or Elder Scrolls Remastered, not Elder Scrolls, Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah. Well, no, it's and like that's the thing about Oblivion. While you can play it just as long as Skyrim, its mechanics and everything, you only have to go level up a few things before you're just invincible in the game.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, all the characters are so lifeless and stilted. And we had a whole argument about this with Ryan over text message, being like, literally, this was the long and short of his argument. Magic is better in Oblivion, therefore inherently better game. That was basically his whole argument.
To be perfectly clear with Ryan, if you have a magic system and it works, he can forgive literally anything else.
Exactly. But here's my counter argument to his argument. It's a magic system where you can make a bunch of different spells. Yeah. You will make the same 3 spells every playthrough.
Correct.
Yep.
You will make the vendor spell where you make yourself have max charm.
Yep.
And then the max mercantile and charisma.
Yep.
To get good deals. You will make your OP damage spell. You will make your OP healing spell. Mm-hmm. And then maybe some meme spells like the paralyzed spell that makes everybody fall over.
Yep.
No other spells would you actually use.
It basically becomes a fantasy sandbox that kind of gets old after you've tried everything.
Because the game also instantly allows you to teleport between all the major cities.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you never have a reason to just explore the wilderness.
Except to get to the cities initially.
It's like, because you can instantly teleport to any city.
You don't have to unlock any.
It's from the beginning.
That's such gap.
And you can and you can teleport if it has multiple gates. You can teleport to any of the gates within that city.
Now, to be fair, I only know this because I did start the game because I have it on Game Pass.
Yeah. And in Skyrim, yes, you could hire a carriage from Whiterun or any of the major holds to go to any major holds, but one that costs money.
Yeah.
And 2, you have to make the choice to do that, and it doesn't take you literally anywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember
even
when that game
like
came out, you didn't even know that was an option.
because it wasn't an option in previous games.
Yeah.
So like, if you wanted to get to like say Rorikstead or Riverwood, obviously you go there the main path. But like the smaller cities.
Plus, if you do take the carriage, you run the risk of whenever you arrive in that city, you're either woefully underleveled for the area that you're in.
No, because everything scales to your level.
I mean, you say that.
It does.
The giants still freaking obliterate you. Regardless
Yes.
of what's going on. And the frost trolls can just...
Well, the frost trolls don't spawn until you're of a certain level, except in set locations like
honestly,
on the
I didn't really have the problem of not knowing about it because
while you were leveling,
my first
the Draugr
training. Yes.
Like,
where you're lockpicking the Draugr training.
My first time playing through the game was with Mad Dragon, and he was like, he had already beaten the game like dozens of times by that point. So it's like he just kind of like kept guiding me through the game, which is a problem that I really run into when I'm playing with a lot of friends. Is like I'll play through with like games that I haven't played before, and they will just like either like just give me a bunch of shit if it's like a multiplayer game, which this happens with me and Clayne and Ryan
we
specifically.
talked about this on the last podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So it's like I go through that, and that's in online games, and then in single player games, it's like, all right, here is everything you exactly need to do, which sometimes is helpful. And like in Dark Souls 3.
Well, like in Dark Souls 3, I would always point out location of items, but when it came to enemies, for the most part, I would let them surprise you, because that's kind of part of the experience.
Yep.
And
Mad Dragon didn't do that.
No. What's really cool is, so I've been playing Night Rain recently, and
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
So I have a buddy, Blade, who got me to download the seamless co-op mod for it. Really easy, actually. And
doesn't it already have co-op?
It's made by the dude who's seamless co-op, but the difference between it is it runs off of Elden Ring servers instead of his seamless co-op servers, because that's what makes the thing work. Is that he has a separate multiplayer server that allows you to actually spawn in both the hub world and the selection area of the game. So in initial game, when you join a party, you're queued up together, but you're in separate state world lobbies. Whereas in this one, you can interact in the same hub world, but regardless of what you're doing, it will create a separate overlay instance. Which, if he can do it, I don't know why, FromSoft didn't.
Night Rain was literally just porting shit over.
No, it's its own from the ground up game. It reuses
reuses
assets,
reuses,
but every Souls game since 2 has reused assets.
Yeah, but like Night Rain was a lot more like it is straight up just like, okay, we're just kind of allowing this guy to experiment with Elden Ring.
Because you don't know what. Yeah, and Elden Ring is a huge fucking property. Do you know how much?
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad.
I get it.
And I haven't played it, but
it's got an actual interesting story.
I've seen
that I could go
full
over
playthroughs of it, so I know how it works.
Well, okay. But
like watching a full playthrough of a game is
that's what makes it interesting compared to the other ones, is because you have a fixed world state. After you've played them to death, you memorize stuff, pathing and whatnot. Like
it's a roguelike.
I could play through the entire beginning of Dark Souls 3 on like autopilot.
Well, yes. Night Rain is a roguelike. That's what it is.
Because all Dark Souls is memorization.
Now, here's my problem with that, right? And it has nothing to do with the game. Don't get me wrong. I kind of want to play Night Rain.
No, yeah, it's fun.
But like, I don't have anybody to play that game with. It's not cross-platform. I'm not getting it on PC. Do you have a PlayStation 5?
Why would I need a PlayStation 5?
Then I can't play with you.
Why do you need a PlayStation 5?
Because I can't play it on the Steam Deck.
Sure you can.
Yeah, have you tried playing?
It literally has
Ring?
controller support built in.
No, that's
the
not
Steam
what I'm
Deck
talking
is
about.
a controller with a
I'm saying, have
screen.
you tried playing those kinds of games on a handheld device that weighs like 5 pounds?
I can hold my TV. Does that count?
It can be really like frustrating. Like when I use my ROG, the Ally, the games that I tend to play on it tend to be the kind of games that I don't really need to like be like in the zone to play. You know, I play like Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist with mods, or fucking the Coffin of Andy and Lele, or fucking there's this game that I recently started playing that I've owned for a while called Showgunners, which is really fucking good. It's another tactical RPG that I'm just like, I've been playing the shit out of these because I started Midnight Suns and then I moved on to Well, I've not moved on. It's like my truck was in the shop for like 3 days straight, and I was like, the time that it actually went into the shop, I couldn't be in the truck. So
you start making noise, you're out of the room.
So when I was out of the truck and in the...
No.
Stop it.
It's the annual attention alarm.
So when I was out of the truck and in the trucker's lounge, I actually had to I couldn't use my PlayStation, so I was using my ROG, and I was like, all right, I'll start playing this game because it's very small and it's a tactical RPG, kind of similar to what I was already playing.
So ROG stands for what?
The ROG Ally.
Is that the handheld that
it's the hand. I don't know what ROG stands for.
Really online gun.
Really optimal play device. I don't know.
Red, orange, green.
Red, orange, purple.
Red or green.
Roy G. Biv.
Yeah, Roy G. Biv.
So what you were saying about like the art style change from Turtles?
Right. Before we got sidetracked. So it's kind of jarring, especially because I can't hate it. It's not as bad as like American Dragon, where they literally turn
just hugely
like,
dramatic art
half
style
the
change.
characters into gremlins.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be completely honest, I actually like Casey's redesign in the new art style because it kind of smooths out some of the roughness he has of being like a neighborhood thug and all that.
Yeah.
But one of the big issues that I keep running into is each time that they go and reference something that happened in the past, it's just so it rips you out of the story.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh yeah, I do remember back when the art style was quote unquote better because you have nostalgia glasses.
Yeah.
Because you like any kid, anything that you really like, you hate change to it.
Yeah.
Like as an adult, I can handle it a little bit because I understand that it's still telling a decent story, novelty-wise.
I can't. Fuck Ben 10.
Omniverse.
So, but I also hate how that generation just like almost all of the shows of that generation just all of a sudden decided to do a different art style change.
Yeah, that was odd.
It was
Ben 10.
Yeah. Like, and it's not even
The
like
problem with Omniverse, you know my problem with Omniverse when I was a kid, why I didn't watch it? I straight up thought it was a reboot. Like, not just a
because the way they were marketing it is they were trying to get all the marketing of like as if it was a brand new show. And whereas Alien Force and Ultimate Alien was more like a serious tone of the whole thing. Like if you watch the marketing for the original series and Alien Force, like it's pretty like there's a shift, but like it feels very still in tone. And then Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, it's like, oh yeah. And then you just see the shift to Omniverse's marketing, and you're like, what?
Yeah, like legitimately, I thought it was before Alien Force. Because like, Ben doesn't look 17. Like in Alien Force and
Alien Force and Ultimate Alien.
Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, he was like 16, 15,
He was
16,
I think, at the beginning of Ultimate Alien, because that's when he got his sports car.
Yeah, so he was 16. And then it's like, oh, he's supposed to be older, but he looks like 13 in Omniverse.
I don't necessarily think that he looks 13. Like, Ben's design definitely took a while to grow on me. Like, I'm used to it now, because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And the character, like, Kevin looks odd, but like it's like, oh, that's still Kevin.
But Gwen!
No, Gwen's redesigned.
Yeah,
girl.
Kevin looks like he went from high school footballer to grunge bassist.
Like, well, Kevin was always like a grease monkey.
Yeah.
And now it's just like they're leaning much more into that, and it worked. It was fun.
Unfortunately.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh, Kevin, you do have a heart.
That's what poor people have instead of money. Gwen, you gotta treat a cod like you treat a woman.
Go on.
No,
No,
I
sense I've made a mistake of some kind.
Since a disturbance, the Omniforce.
Dude, I don't know if I can pound your grandmother. Now, some people are fed up with those jokes because of how often they're quoted, but they are really funny.
They are really
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, they are really funny. It was pretty
See,
good.
the thing with Omniverse is, for the most part, it's fine. What makes it frustrating is its incessant need to try to delete a lot of stuff that happened in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. Now, granted, a lot of people were kind of upset with Alien Force, like, everything is aliens, because the original series was like, oh, we have magic, and aliens, and mutants, and science fiction, and magic. Like, it was kind of a hodgepodge. Whatever that episode decided to do that day, we just worked with it. And then Alien Force was like, no, everything aliens.
Yeah.
And then season 3 happened, and they realized, okay, people really didn't like that everything was an alien. So, okay, so Gwen can be an alien, but she still uses magic because they bring back Charm. They bring back Charmcaster.
No, and what's interesting about that series of animation is that worked in its favor because there were a lot of other animated shows. Like, a good example is Jackie Chan's Adventures.
Oh, bro.
Jackie Chan's Adventures was very fun, very open.
Yes.
But it also had a strict plot that it followed.
Until
and a strict set of rules.
Until you hit season 2.
Well, yeah, but then because it goes to Japan.
No, that's season 5.
Is that season 5?
Season 1 is all about collecting the talismans and taking care and stopping Shendu. Season 1 ends with them destroying the statue, or Jade specifically. Season 2 is Shendu in the demon realm, dealing with his other demon sorcerer brothers and sisters, and Shendu's spirit possessing the previous season mafia boss villain that was helping them. And try to open the demon gates. Yeah. But there's only 8 demons, and season 2 is 24 episodes. After episodes, I think, like 14, they've already beaten all the demons. They've already sealed them all away. So it, like, just does really random side plots for several episodes. Yeah. And then season 3, it picks back up to focus on it, which, what was season 3 about?
Yeah, if you can't remember, then it's...
Dude, I have no idea. I never really watched Jackie Chan Adventures.
Season 3...
I know what another video series is going to be.
Well, I know season 4 was about the Japanese Oni masks. Yeah. I know about that. Yeah. And then season 5, I'm pretty sure, was Shendu's son from the future coming back to absorb the other demon sorcerer's chi left behind by the items that used to heal their demon gates. Mm-hmm. And the series ends with Shendu and his son getting thrown into the demon dimension with all the talismans inside Shendu. And then it's like, okay, no more shenanigans. Yeah. We stopped it. Finally, I mean, like, it's not like magic.
And now Jade can go to school like a normal schoolgirl.
And it's not like it ends with, like, okay, there's no more magic in the world, period. It's just like Shendu and the demon sorcerers, they're done.
Great. And I still think it's funny that the Americans had to create a containment chamber that just ends up not working.
Well, the funny thing about it is, it's also kind of frustrating, is that Jade keeps breaking into it all the time and stealing the talismans. But also, and I love this part, though, is that... his last name is Black. Agent Black has to, at least initially, had to explain to his superiors why they were spending so much money on a vault to contain these items, because of course they don't believe in fucking magic. And he's like, no, seriously, like,
he has to explain it like all scientific like.
These are powerful artifacts that have certain properties that some would consider supernatural. Such as,
blowing up the planet.
Well, no.
Isn't this a part of the series where the talismans lose their power and they get?
Oh yeah, I think that's season 3.
So he can't. So he can't explain it because
specifically in that episode, the magic was transferred to Jade. So all the talismans didn't have powers, but in season 2, and the talismans get destroyed. And then they get because Uncle explains that magic cannot be destroyed. All it will do will change vessels.
It's a cycle of transfer.
And it went to the noble creatures of the talisman, so they had to find which animal contained the magic and extract it from them, because there was this one sorcerer guy that was trying to absorb the magic into himself. Yeah, that's what season 3 was.
Yeah, and then at the same time this was running, you also have. The show, I can't remember the name directly. The show with Umi, the dude who's yellow, and it's...
Oh, Xiaolin Showdown.
Xiaolin Showdown, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were talking about Umi.
And there's like this huge boom in Chinese-style animation, and...
Which I think this was also... Like, Jackie Chan Adventures definitely, but I think Xiaolin Showdown was also still before Avatar Last Airbender came out.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And So that American Dragon, Ben 10 was just a lot more appealing.
That came out in 2005, so that was before. Jackie Chan Adventures came out first. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it did.
I'm gonna double check these things. Xiaolin
10
Showdown
came out in
Xiaolin
2004.
Showdown definitely came out after Ben 10. Though.
Ben 10 came out in 2004.
And they're all from different studios, too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because Jackie Chan Adventures was Warner Brothers, wasn't it?
It was on four. It was on 4Kids.
4Kids, yeah.
But I don't know if necessarily they produced
Yeah.
it or if they
4Kids,
just broadcasted
Fox
it.
Box.
Well, they definitely owned it at some point.
2000 Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah. And then a year per season, so all the way up till 2005.
Yep.
I butchered that spelling.
Or you could be like other
yeah. Oh
shows.
no, I was incredibly wrong.
What?
Xiaolin Showdown came out in 2003.
Oh, wow.
I didn't. That's incredibly shocking. You think me of all people would remember that?
Hey, man, it's all numbers and dates.
I mean, I was also like,
It's just a number.
I was like 6. So
I was 3, so.
no, 2005
Wrong.
for Ben 10.
Wrong. Incorrect.
You're wrong. When does Avatar come out?
2008. I don't actually know. I'm just throwing that number.
2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Same year as Ben 10.
Interesting.
Yeah, because believe it or not, I actually didn't know that much about Ben 10 up until I started, like...
American Dragon Jake Long also came out in 2005.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
2005 was a good year.
It was.
Good year.
Great year for animation.
Drake and Josh came out in 2004.
Life and Times of Juniper Lee also came out in 2005.
That's
Jesus.
interesting.
Damn.
Literally all at once. I would be willing to bet Jackie Chan's Adventures' success played into a lot of that.
Oh, yeah,
could be,
probably.
actually.
Also with the anime boom in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a big anime boom in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it kind of continued into the noughties. It was crazy.
I'm sorry, it stopped.
Well, yeah, but it blew up even more in like the 2010s. Like the 2010s is when anime stopped being like a niche, like, you know, like.
It's now a worldwide export
Yeah.
staple.
Well, the internet definitely helped with that.
Yeah, very, very
100%.
much so, yeah. No, what I was saying earlier when it came
And
to
then
like,
another thing is, so
fantastic.
this may be a little tongue-in-cheek on topic, but I want to talk about how China has been having this really big success in animation to the point to where they are starting to hoard animation studios of their own country of origin to do certain projects. And they're springboarding off of the success of shows like Solo Leveling and
aren't those
whatnot.
Korean?
Yes.
Correct. But it's another foreign animation studio.
Isn't God of High School also Korean?
Yeah, but it's owned by Crunchyroll, so...
Well, there's also a lot of shows will still be animated and
By Crunchyroll, it's on Netflix.
by certain
Yeah.
by certain South Korean animation studios will essentially
Webtoon
help.
projects are owned by Crunchyroll. So God of High School and Tower of God are both owned by Crunchyroll for their intellectual purposes.
Isn't Solo Leveling also Webtoon?
No.
No, Solo Leveling is a Korean manhwa that gets an adaptation into animation by the studio that owns it, which I can't remember.
Weird.
But
Solo
no,
Leveling
it's
is okay.
yeah, anime streaming's weird. There's because when you watch the show, it was directly licensed and bankrolled by Crunchyroll to be made on specifically Tower of God and God of High School.
Oh, did you see
Also,
the anime that I got?
there's just a bunch of anime on like multiple streaming services.
Did you
at the
see
same
the
time
anime that I got
nowadays.
on Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago? I got the Ghost Stories dub on Blu-ray.
It is a fun comedy watch one time.
Just watch the.
The problem is, you have to buy it to watch the full series.
Yeah.
It's not free and it's not on anything.
Nope.
Because it's trash.
It's a good trash. It's
Yeah.
quality trash.
No, it's an official parody, is what it is.
yeah.
Is official licensed parody.
I don't even think it's a parody. I don't even think it tells the same story.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It's not even. It's not even a parody.
The animation is the only thing that's the
That's,
same.
they're literally. It's like, let's attach this mannequin to jumper cables and make it dance.
Yeah. Off the bare bones of the studio.
I cannot wait to actually watch it.
You want to
It's gonna
be
so
an
much
Air
fun.
Force Ranger. You want to live a life of danger.
No, what I was saying earlier is I started playing that online multiplayer sensation. I downloaded Lethal Company for the first time last night and played it online with a couple of with a streamer that I watch.
Neat.
It was pretty. It was actually incredibly hilarious. I kept dying.
It is.
Yeah, we go to dinner. It's like 7:20.
Yeah.
And then Cody looks at me and is like, I was supposed to be on somebody's stream today. When? 20 minutes ago. Whoops. Like, you're the one that's like, oh yeah, let's go to dinner.
I did send in a message in chat like, my bad. And I joined in at the 3-hour mark, and they streamed for like 9 hours. So it's like, we were up until like 2 a.m. playing Lethal Company. It was insane.
This does not bode well for your professional career.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
What, me playing Lethal Company really badly?
Your ability to remember things.
Timetables.
Like, if you ever get a
To be fair,
get a manager,
I feel bad.
Taser
I
and
feel
a
bad
whip.
for his secretary.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. He lives in Australia, and he sent me the time.
All right, mate. All right. And you have a sleeping schedule.
He sent me the time, and now he did say that he could transfer it over for me, but he sent me the time in Australian time, and I switched that to Central Time. But I went forward instead of backward, or backward. I went the opposite direction you were supposed to, and that's where I mistook the time until I saw the notification while we were at dinner, and I was like, "Oh,
You're the reason Otto took over the Enterprise and Wally. You are the reason."
what?" Oh yeah, Otto. He's talking about Wally.
No, I know what he's talking about. That doesn't make any sense.
It makes complete sense.
No. Because that was a corporatization like giving an AI complete control over humanity. That has nothing to do
And
with
humanity let him. The captain let him.
The captain didn't know.
Yeah, he did.
No, the captain didn't know. Yeah, no, he didn't, because
They-
that was like a secret file. that was hidden
The
from
initial
captain.
two captains, if you notice, as they progress
that was
forward.
the
Yeah, for like
We're like 50
200
captains
years.
in.
Do you remember the theory video of where they get their food from?
Yes.
Humans, right?
Yeah, they
Humans?
recycle dead humans into
I honestly believe
nutrition.
that's
Well, yeah, because
gotta
after
find somewhere to put those bodies.
after 600 years, yeah, you're gonna run out of food.
yeah.
Even if they have cultivation plots on the ship and solar farms and blah blah blah.
recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Just have nightmare.
We're at 44 minutes and
Correct. I
20
just don't want to
seconds.
have it. I just don't want to have what happened literally last
not
time, where
easy
you go into like a 10-minute spiel of
Dude,
talking.
only 45 minutes, only a quarter battery. Doing
It's
good.
not
I'm
easy being green.
making sure.
It's not easy being green.
Someone told me that once.
Life is often so mean.
Banjo.
Oh, okay. I've been holding back so hard, but you've brought up light novels, you brought up banjos, you brought up a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay,
I wonder how these things will connect.
Let's
I know,
see where
I know.
this connects.
So I've been reading this light novel recommended to us by That Gamer,
Okay.
called Beware of Chicken.
Oh God.
And what it is an homage to cultivation stuff, you know, my favorite genre of foreign thing, because it's literally just
fiction.
It's quite literally isekai before isekai was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dude in the modern world who
Isekai has been a thing since sucking a Yankee in King Arthur's court.
and C.S. Lewis, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I am aware, sir. Have you read The Yankee in the King's Court?
No, but I know there's something about an eclipse.
Yeah, well, you should probably reference the thing you probably have read, which is C.S. Lewis, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I have not read that.
Who has actually read the
I have.
Well, you're a book
I have.
nerd.
Do you wanna hear some-
I've read all the way up to the White Chair. Do you want to know what the White Chair's about? Prince Caspian being an old man and fucking the cousin from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Do you want to...
The way you said that, Prince Caspian being an old man and fucking the cousin.
I hate that after the events of Prince Caspian, the real world people are not the reason you read the books anymore.
Oh,
it's the actual world.
Oh, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You want to hear something wild?
What?
You know, our mom.
Yeah.
You know how old she is?
No.
Yeah. You can guesstimate.
50s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She read the Harry Potter books when they came out.
Yeah, I did too.
God.
Well, yeah, but you were a child.
Okay, and
But like the idea of it's like somebody like I was shocked. Like I feel like I knew that, but I was on the phone with her the other day, and she said that she had read the Harry Potter books, and I'm like, I mean, she's incredibly literate. She's read a lot of books. I just did not expect her to read a young like.
I understand the point of your bafflement,
Uh
but at the same time, the reason I was allowed to read the Harry Potter books is because they were proofread by my stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
So your mom reading the Harry Potter books
Mm-hmm.
was her proofreading the books that she wants her children to read, and then actually going, oh, these are actually interesting stories, and then enjoying them in a real sense.
I don't know.
I don't know
if any of the sisters read Harry Potter because I definitely didn't.
I have read all of 2 book series, and I've listened to multiple book series on Audible
I mean, I knew she read
because
Percy
like I can do
Jackson.
that while I'm driving, you know. But I've only ever read 2 book series. That's the Underland Chronicles.
Overland Chronicles.
It's Underland Chronicles.
Gregor
wanna
the
bet?
Overlander.
You want to bet?
Dragon Force versus Shining Force. Let's go.
It's let's go. It's the Underland Chronicle. It's Gregor the Overlander in the Underland Chronicles.
All I know is there's a bat named Ares, and I was sad when things happened to him. Spoiler alert.
The ending
go
is
read it.
bad. Anyways,
It's by the same person who wrote The Hunger Games, and it's
the
a
other
better
series.
book series.
That's the other series that I read, which was The Hunger Games.
You've read from one author. You have, oh god,
I've read.
I've listened to other books. I just
not
haven't
the
read them.
It's not the same.
It is the
Reading
same.
superiority.
It's the same.
I read 10 books of I think the 52 book series of Animorphs. And those are the
Animorphs-
only books I've actually
Even as
read.
a kid, the Animorphs hurt my brain by the way the author wrote.
I hated.
It's true.
I
It
hated
really-
fiction novels. As a kid, I hated fiction
Like I couldn't,
books.
and this is what irritates me. I can't read the original Lord of the Ring books. I can read The Hobbit. The Hobbit is very well written. The Lord of the Rings books, I don't know what it is about what happened to Tolkien when he wrote those books. It is just so overly monotonous and detailed to the point to where I'm like, okay, but what is he actually trying to convey?
Well, that's because Lord of the Rings was for adults, whereas The Hobbit was for kids.
That means nothing. That means nothing.
Isn't The Hobbit just a collection of stories?
No, that's the Silmarillion.
No. The basis for the book, The Hobbit, was based on a series of bedtime stories he told his kids.
Which is the
Okay.
Silmarillion.
Yeah.
And-
like, here's the thing. I don't honestly care about Lord
Hold
of the
on,
Rings.
fellas.
So it,
Let's cycle back to what I was talking about and Beware of Chicken.
okay.
We'll continue the sidebar later.
Sure.
So,
Then we have a bunch of sidebars set up over here
Yeah,
where we start
oh,
having charged toll booths.
so Beware of Chicken is about a guy from Canada, and that's what I like about it. is because
watch it.
it's from a
Yeah, you never want to watch this book? Yeah.
yeah. You're not you don't watch books, you read them. So
We have to watch a book to read it.
yeah, you gotta watch.
You do kind of have to
Yeah,
watch a book.
doesn't even open it. Just stares at the cover.
just reads the words while the book is closed, pulling them
Auto
outside of
relay
it with
instructions. Auto yeah.
Man-
the Wally comparison.
No,
just
Manuel,
gets more and more
read
real.
instructions. Manuel.
Yep.
Oh.
So he's from Canada, and he,
Fuck!
like any isekai, he dies in the real world and gets imported into another body. You good?
The hiccups came back. Fuck me!
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck did he scream fuck for? I didn't hear it.
I'll redo my explanation without the sidebars.
You go.
Okay,
Yeah, we could just cut this from him.
fair enough. So he is from Canada, reincarnates into the body of Jinro inside of the Chinese feudal world, and he's in a sect called the Cloudy Sword Sect, and it's all very like traditional Chinese setup. And what happened is Jinro just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. There was a young master of one of the elders of the sect who was very irritated and decided to go and bully his lessers, which happened to be an outer disciple, Jinro. So he goes, come trade pointers with me, little brother, because they use the big brother, little brother thing.
Yeah.
So Jinro, before he died, goes, oh god, this is gonna suck. And the inner disciple hits him so hard that he quite literally has his heart stop and dies.
Getting some serious Doctor Strange vibes here.
Yeah. And then in this instance, this is where the soul of Jin from Canada goes and implants itself into his body, and their souls fuse together to create a sort of symbiotic relationship. Jin from Canada being the more dominant personality, because Ro, which is how they separated, because it's Jin from Canada and then Ro from the Chinese world, quite literally in the process died because he took the full brunt of the blow. So after this happens, Jin from Canada just gets completely disoriented because he's been ripped out of his world, thrown into another one, and then is blinking in and out of consciousness as his fellow brothers from the sect drag his lifeless body back to his room and steal all of the herbs that he cultivated for, cultivation as payment for, taking him back to his room. Something that they should have done, out of courtesy when one of his other sect mates almost killed him. So as he comes back to consciousness and slowly heals, he goes, yeah, no, fuck this. Fuck the Chinese martial arts world. Fuck trying to ascend to the other world. I'm going to leave and become a farmer. Like, the most mundane thing because their whole deal is to challenge the heavens, battle against the way of heavens. So they don't have time to go do monotonous mortal things like farm and all that. They're too busy sitting in a room meditating over and over again in order to achieve enlightenment. So he goes to the sect, figures out how to leave, lawfully, because if you just up and step out, somebody's going to go find you.
I'm going to track you down, boy.
Exactly, because it's technically a contract of servitude. So
yeah, the slaves.
Yeah, sure. They're slaves that give you the power to use telekinesis and fly. So it's like wouldn't you go?
It's like being a vegan in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, correct, 100%. Chicken's not vegan.
Chicken's not vegan.
So after he goes and pays to leave, and then starts traveling back, he finally goes to the last place that he could ever see a cultivator, which is the barren lands of Azure Hills, where he finds very cheap land and then starts building. He gets a chicken, and then as he's, figuring out how to do farming and all that, and one of the big things I like about the writer is he conveys how a mortal person like us from the real world, we have fits of laziness and fits of not wanting to do things because stress overwhelms us quite a lot. There are certain days where normal people like us will just lay in bed and not want to do anything simply out of the sheer weight of what we have to do. And he goes and talks about how he overcame that by giving himself multiple responsibilities he had to do, regardless of if he's a cultivator or not. And so he grabs a chicken, and then this chicken that he names Big D. Yes, Jesus. Yes. But here's the creativeness of it. So certain words and phrases in our language, if you translate it to Chinese, it could sound like a normal name. So BD is the name that the chicken gives himself based off of him calling him Big D. And he does this multiple times. He has a rat that he names Rizzo. And she thinks her name is Rizu. And then he has a cat that he names Tigger.
Oh my god.
And she thinks that it is Tigu Air. Air being the affectionate suffix for a daughter. So her name in the Chinese thing is Tigu. And he's very creative in this. And this shows how much he actually researched and enjoyed the culture when he made the story.
Yeah.
So, as the story goes on, BD, being a spirit beast, gains sentience and starts practicing martial arts.
Yes. The martial art chicken. All
and
right.
so when Jin wakes up one morning and sees a pile of fox corpses outside of his farm where BD went and killed them because they keep on trying to go and steal more of his chickens. He went, that's hilarious. I don't have a guard dog. I have a guard chicken. You know what's funny about that? And he makes a sign that says beware of chicken, like beware of dog in our world.
Yeah.
So that's the crux of the whole thing. Later on in the story, BD goes on a personal adventure to go and like experience the world, gain more intelligence. He saves a village from a fox attack, or sorry, not a fox, a wolf attack.
I don't know why. Whenever you're describing this fighting martial arts chicken, my brain just keeps going to Scissor 7.
Yes, yes, because it's a common theme.
Yeah.
Like they even have a spiritual animal.
I don't know why this is such a common thing.
It is because it's funny.
Oh, because I guess cockfights are very like
correct, but that's
big
not
in
the
China.
reason. So it has to do with the sun and the moon. In the sun, the symbolism for the sun is roosters because they call the morning, and then for the moon, it's rabbits because of lunar rabbits. And
because of the were-rabbits.
Beware of rabbits. But so he saves his village, and then he makes himself a sign that says beware of chicken, hangs it up next to the post next to the town name, and then leaves. And everybody in the village thinks it's hilarious. Because quite literally, any normal person who goes there is going to see the sign and be infinitely confused as to why they should beware a chicken.
1 second.
But on the series of light novels, this has, other than light novel, it has no other adaptation. There's no animation, there's no manga, there's no nothing.
Damn.
But it's an amazing story based off of the slight synopsis that I gave.
Is it on Audible?
It's on Audible.
Well, then I'd probably get it on Audible. I have a couple of free credits.
I
actually bought like what every current.
They only
slime.
have volume 1 through 3. They don't have 4 and 5 because 4 and 5 is owned by Royal Road, so they're trying to get it.
As in like a will.
As you know, typical. I pirate it. So
let's not. You can't say that online. You can't just say
sure
it.
I can. It's not a crime.
I mean, technically, it's a civil suit, but you know, it's not a.
I'm not doing it for profit. If anything, I'm giving them free advertising. So there you go.
I like that idea that I watched that.
Aaron, come back. Don't let the hiccups hurt you.
I've had these for 2 days.
I know.
I can imagine.
I
It's
can tell by your
frustrating.
sour mood.
Should we stop?
No?
I've kind of railroaded it with the description of a cool story.
Yeah.
So
No, what I was saying, like, I remind, like, the fucking pirating, that reminds me of, like, all those, like, I watched this video on why pirating is good.
Yeah.
Like, because it is. It is.
is.
Like, it was, who was it? Was it the Foo Fighters? I think it was the singer for the Foo Fighters who was like, look, no one who pirated our stuff was going to purchase that stuff. But what that does do is it creates new fans for our music, and I want people to hear our music.
Correct.
You know, we don't need to be sucking every last penny out of our audience.
That's why the concept of open source is so
exactly.
good and appealing.
It's like it's ridiculous. Even was it Stephen King? It was a writer. I can't remember what writer it was, but it was a writer that was like, at first, whenever I heard people were pirating my stories, I was like, oh, how dare they? And then after a while, I was like, you know what? You know, people
My stories are so good, people would
in-
go out of their way.
Yeah, exactly. People are enjoying them, and it's creating long-term fans.
Investments, yeah.
Exactly. It's like,
Because here's the other side of piracy. You reach a certain point, there's a reason you go and pirate. It's either because you can't afford to go get what you need, or what you want to get or view or see is a part of such a predatory practice, i.e. streaming services, that you can't consume it in the normal fashion.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you wouldn't do it. It's just you don't have the capability to do it now.
yeah, like, for example, like me, there's a lot of manga that I read. But I like any manga. Like, what I tend to do is I'll read a manga, and then if I really like it, I'll purchase the manga, so I can reread it later and support the author. You know, that's what I tend to do. Is like all the manga that you see over there are, well, except for I'm not gonna say the name of that manga on the podcast, but the one next to If I Could Reach You, right there in the top right. The
Yeah,
first
it's for the audience. It's porn.
It's not porn.
It's porn.
It's not. It's a romance manga.
Romantic porn.
It is not porn. Like, it's straight up not porn.
He is in unabashed, unashamed.
Now you want to know what's funny about that? What's funny about that title? I did not know what that meant when I bought that manga. I straight up had no clue what that meant.
Bro didn't realize he had porn.
No, there is stuff over there. It is, but you know.
That's why I'm even heckling you about it.
I read a lot of romance. That's really all it is. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
a lot of romance.
Air quotes, romance.
I don't know what you're talking about. If I Could Reach You, Bloom Into You, Citrus, fucking ignore that other one.
It sucks being a hopeless romantic in a world full of frivolous and heartless
It
women.
sucks being a hopeless romantic when you're ugly as fuck.
Yeah. You just need to lose some weight. That's a big thing about our culture. Is believe it or not, you're not ugly. You just need to lose weight.
No, I am ugly. Have you seen my face?
Yeah, I've seen your face when you didn't have weight and you were actually.
Yeah,
not that bad
that
looking.
is fair. Yeah, I got a few other things that I got to fix, but yeah, that is a
Yeah.
big
Also,
issue.
I don't think going straight to your viewers and saying you're ugly with like out any hint of humor kind of is very good.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. This is probably gonna get cut anyways.
Yeah,
Ain't
probably.
that right, Editor Aaron?
Yeah,
Editor Aaron doesn't exist yet.
he's too busy.
He's in a vague. No. This is podcast.
He's in a
Aaron.
fugue state. Like
No, this
Walter.
is podcast Aaron that's in a fugue state. Editor Aaron is in the conceptual future of what's going to be happening. He doesn't exist yet.
I thought editor Aaron was in a cage of anxiety caused by the onset of editing videos.
That's
because
all
we don't know
Aaron's.
how to keep our mouth shut.
That's all Aaron's.
That's all Aaron. I'm in a cage of my own anxiety.
Aaron's just like, why do you keep saying shit that I'm gonna have to cut from this fucking
yeah,
podcast?
I know. It is what it is.
Welcome to my life.
There's
no turning back.
That has to be cut for different
Even
reasons.
while you sleep.
Actually, I actually looked it up. The copyright only works if we were actually singing it with the music in
Yeah.
the background.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we're also singing
legally
into-
speaking, sure.
Yeah, but
That's
they
not
can
gonna
still
stop
probably claim it, yeah.
YouTube from
find
just
you
striking you for no reason.
acting on your own ambition.
What is this,
Lose
Netflix?
yourself through repetition.
Again, what is this, Netflix?
I know, right?
Oh man, dude, there's just so many. Like that show, that K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm pretty sure that was a Netflix original.
Probably.
And that's the thing, is like Netflix can make such good movies.
But here's the deal.
They just
about-
choose not to.
This is what I would like to set apart in people's viewing of originals. This and bankrolled by that is it is an original person's idea. It is a original studio and group's idea that they have to outsource to a major company to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
And
Which is pretty much what me and Aaron are doing.
And this happened well before streaming services were a thing. This happened.
Well, that's the
originally in
entire
books.
anime industry.
No, not just animated industry in general.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, you may not know this, but the author James Patterson, he does not write a lot of the books that he
I have
sources.
no fucking clue who James Patterson is.
He's
Maximum
a famous
Ride.
author. He has a lot of murder mysteries and stuff of the like.
Yeah, he did Maximum Ride. He did. Well, that's about all I can really think of.
I've never heard of it. So.
Maximum Ride.
He was on Castle a couple times.
You know
Yeah,
what's
he was.
funny? You know what's hilarious? I'm writing a mystery, and I'm just not good at writing mysteries.
No.
I'm gonna have to get a lot of.
Because it's a
writers
mystery
help
how
on
you're
that
a
one.
writer.
Huh? That's rude.
I know.
The thing about mysteries are, you need to have a solved mystery first,
Yeah.
and then you need to determine the clues
Yeah.
that you would utilize to solve that mystery, and basically erase details, enough details, to make it vague.
Because you know the ending of your story. What you're trying to do is stall the ending of your story in the eyes of the reader.
Well,
And
here's the problem.
and in the words of Martin, R.R. Martin or something like that, if you are writing a murder mystery and somebody on the internet finds out the butler did it, and then you change it to the chambermaid did it, you've ruined your entire book.
Yep.
So authors who are doing long-running series, who have long-running mysteries, shouldn't change the mystery because someone figured it out.
Yeah.
Because you will ruin the entire story if you do that.
What you do have to change though is how they figure out the person gets it, because it's not only about the destination, it's also about the journey.
It's mostly about the journey.
That's why Game of Thrones failed.
Shat itself.
Because they were trying to subvert things for the sake of subverting them, and they realized that a lot of the audience kind of understood where the story was going, which is a good thing, by the way.
Correct.
Your ending should not be coming out of nowhere for your audience.
No,
they
not
should
at
be able
all.
to see the ending coming, and if they can, that means you as an author are doing your job.
Yeah, and it's the details of the ending that is the reason they go to see it.
That was one of the things that I hated that Sun would say, Sunslinger, because he'd be like, I hate watching stuff where I can predict what's going to happen next.
Why?
What's wrong with you? It's like, that is a terrible thing. It's like, there's a difference.
It shows that you're an engaging viewer.
There's a difference between having like something that's very like formulaic and generic, and it's just this is like copy and pasted work.
Exactly.
That's bad, but it's not because you can predict what's going to happen. It's just
most
bad and
harem
lazy
isekais.
storytelling. Things tropes exist for a reason.
Correct.
It's because if a show or movie or game or novel or whatever does something you've never seen before, it's incredibly rare. Because a lot of stuff that has never been seen before either was successful and therefore repeated, or wasn't successful and therefore forgotten. So now everything is not original. The only originality now comes into presentation.
Flavor.
Which, there will be elements that will still be copied and pasted. But, like, if you take the same ingredients and bake them into a cake, you're going to end up with a cake. But if you decide to change how the ingredients are added into the bowl, you can change the flavor of the cake. But you will still have a cake. Your audience will know they're eating a cake.
Correct.
But you can't not make it a cake.
And if you
Because if you
change-
try to make it not a cake, you're going to spoil the dessert.
Yep.
Correct.
Oh man, that makes me really want cake.
I have cake. There's some cake in the fridge. You already ate cake today.
I know, I've had 2 cakes.
You're currently sitting on your cake right now,
Yeah, I got a nice
all
cake.
caked up. Not enough time in the oven. Too much time in the mixing bowl.
Yeah,
Or
unfortunately.
too much batter in that cake. Can't laugh, can't respond, can't nothing.
Can't.
Held
Well,
prisoner
me-
by his own malfunctioning diaphragm.
Me laughing was the thing that caused me to start hiccuping.
I know. Because when you stop and then you rupture it, you just need to work out your diaphragm more. You need to laugh more.
So another thing that bothers me, some people have opinions on, and I've talked about this a little bit before, is it's something that I've heard, like, anyone who's watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged probably knows Team 4-Star. Some of the main 3 writers, Kaiser Neko, Lanny Pator, and Takahata 101, Lanny on several occasions has voiced his opinions on certain things. One of which being Dragon Ball Z, if you focus on it being not Goku's story, but on Gohan and Vegeta's, because they're the ones that go through the character arcs.
Correct.
That is an incorrect assessment. Goku is Dragon Ball. He facilitates everyone's character arcs.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with your main character being a flat character.
No, because as long as you know...
Look at Captain America.
Yeah, as long as you understand their function.
Yeah.
Because flat characters... Because there's that one writing book, and I can thank totally not Mark for this information. I don't know the name of the book or the author. But the statement is positive character arcs and negative character arcs are rooted in the lie the character believes. And a positive character arc is abandoning the lie and discovering the truth. And a negative character arc is the character embracing the lie. Flat character arcs are defined by the truth the character believes. And they utilize that truth to correct a lie-ridden world.
Right.
That's why you have characters like Luffy, like Goku, most shonen protagonists.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who do not change over the course of their story. they use their truth to change other people's. And that's not to mean like their truth becomes everyone else's truth. That's not what that means.
Yeah.
Their truth facilitates change in others.
Yeah, just like a
to
character,
find their own truth.
Exactly.
Just like a character in one of my original stories that happens to be a flat character that originally, I'm not going to mention anything about like the actual story itself, but originally I intended for him to be the main character of the story until Aaron pointed out after me describing a lot more of the story to him, being like, isn't this other character really the main character of the story?
Because it's their story.
It really is their story, and I was like, huh, I guess you're right. I guess it is. That's the femboy character that I was telling you about, where you uncorrectly, like untruthfully said that femboys inherently are gay.
I had an entire chorus of literal gay men not only agreeing with me, but citing sources as to why femboys are gay.
Yes,
No,
liking femboys are gay.
Being a femboy is not gay.
The character whom is a femboy is not gay.
Does he like women?
Yes. Well, no, actually.
He's asexual.
Then he's gay.
No, he's aromantic.
He's aromantic.
He's not attracted.
He's
to
not
men.
attracted to men or women.
This sounds like being gay but can't get any with extra steps.
That's like so many ists.
I don't even know what that roots me back to all these motherfuckers being like, is it gay if blank? If you have to ask, the answer is usually yes.
Yep.
And if you have to ask, you're an idiot. Because it's usually the people asking these questions are either genuinely confused individuals or assholes that want to dick around.
Yeah. Now, being the character himself is femboy. The character is not gay.
Now, the writer being attracted to the character is gay.
Yeah, that's pretty gay. That's pretty gay, Mr. Writer.
But I'm not attracted to the character.
But one of the things that Lanny has said in the past was that Thanos is kind of the protagonist of Infinity War because he's the one that's going on an arc and obtaining things. Like, that does not define being the protagonist. He is the antagonist, as in the antagonist is trying to achieve a goal that the protagonist is trying to stop. Just because somebody's going through an arc, just because somebody has a goal they're trying to achieve, does not make them the protagonist. Which is a flaw in storytelling that people's perceptions of it is like, they didn't go through a character arc, they're a bad character.
Yeah.
It's a bad story. It's like, no.
The protagonist and antagonist are not dictated by the focus of the story. The focus of the story shifts between which character you are. You have to show development of both sides, the protagonist and the antagonist, to have a decent story and progression.
The protagonist
If you just establish the antagonist and don't ever focus on them or their mentality, you are having what's known as a static antagonist.
Which is fine.
It is fine
if utilized properly.
But the issue becomes that if you're trying to use them to convey something and you don't expand upon their character, their hardship, their reason for being, then you've denied your own character its actual portrayal and have just turned them into a direct tool.
Which, sometimes can be not... Because, like, for example, in one of the stories that I'm writing, I have a character that is just evil. They're just evil they are just evil for the sake of being evil. They only show up to
nuance.
There's no nuance.
The tragic backstory is irrelevant.
Yeah,
if there even is one.
If there isn't one, it's like they are here to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
and that is the only. And that's fine because they're there. At the end of the day, they're there to motivate the heroes to do what they need to do.
And that was another thing that Sunslinger hated, was just pure evil villains. He always preferred the audience to be explained as to why this person became evil, because no one is inherently evil, which is true.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't matter why the villain is the way that they are. It won't change anything. Sure, it might give depth to your villain, maybe. But sometimes it's just irrelevant, and all it does is twist your audience's perception. Like, for example, all those motherfuckers, like, simping over Toga in My Hero Academia, being like, she is a fucking serial killer!
including me.
It doesn't matter.
And she
why
gets
she
a
became
happy ending.
which is bullshit.
Well, she does die, but it's a happy death.
But it's framed as a your suffering can end reward, like with Xehanort in fucking Kingdom Hearts. It's like this motherfucker caused so much tragedy, and his ending is getting to walk into the sunset with his best friend.
Yeah, no, absolute bullocks.
Fuck that.
Who he had a direct hand in killing.
Yes,
Doesn't
literally.
Toga dies sacrificing herself to save Uraraka, right?
I don't know. She has some conversation with Uchako and just like, "Am I pretty?" She's like, "Yes, you're pretty."
Well, she is pretty.
Huh.
Well, that's also not her body, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's like her power, right?
Yeah, she can shapeshift into other people by drinking their blood.
Wait, so that isn't her original body?
Mm-mm.
Still hot though. I don't think it really matters. Like this is the current body,
and if somebody
like she is my type.
I don't care that much.
And she is my type, so you know.
My Hero is just one of those shows that's like, it went off the rails, dude. Like, have you like you know like the bunny hero?
No.
There's like a bunny hero, like her quirk is rabbit. By the end of the series, dude, she's missing an arm, a leg, her ears are chopped. She looks fucked up.
Yeah, she gets mangled.
She gets mangled. Like it.
Wasn't this supposed to be about like kids?
Oh, by the way,
No,
this is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero.
Because here's the thing.
And then he's not a hero anymore.
A lot of people are like, well, it's not that he wasn't portraying that. Like, look at what happened to All Might and Endeavor. He always had, like, yeah, but these are, like, things that have happened and or things that happened to people in the field. He cranked that shit up to 11 towards the end of the series as climaxes started happening. And it's not like he didn't allude to the tension.
No.
But that wasn't the story that he was
Originally
alluding to.
telling.
He was very much more tongue-in-cheek with it, using it to emphasize a point, and less just, and then shit happened.
Yeah, no, I was here to watch a show for about, like, don't get me wrong, I hate My Hero Academia, but I was here to watch a show about
the world,
cool
we hate
kids.
what happened to it.
Huh?
We love the world, we hate what happened to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Well,
Yeah.
I also hated Midoriya. That's the reason I could not get
He
past
didn't like
season 2.
Midoriya's voice actor and the sound of him crying.
No, I didn't hate it. I hated his voice actor in the abridged series, not the original series.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just the abridged series. I did hate how much he cried. It was fucking annoying.
Well, things though, that was because even Midoriya grows out of that. That's part of his character arc.
I understand the reasoning.
Unlike fucking Yuma in Zexal, who starts the series an idiot and ends the series as an idiot. And it's always annoying.
There are just some
I'm pretty
characters
sure
like
he
that.
evolved from 2 brain cells to 3, at least.
And then back down to 1.
There was literally only one scene in that entire show where Yuma's good-hearted nature is actually story relevant and actually kind of touching. Which is literally, there's a character who he betrays everyone. Literally, he cannot help himself but be a sadistic asshole. And basically, he's about to receive his final comeuppance. This is a guy who, when Yuma initially discovered the betrayal, was heartbroken. To the point of it actually broke him for a period of time and was driven insane. A long story. But at the end of it, where he discovers the backstory partially. And the guy is literally about to be sucked into a black hole, essentially. Yuma goes and catches him. And like grabs hold of him. And then he starts to like try to like, oh, like I'm gonna be knife twisty. Oh yeah, buddy, like let's go, you and me, let's just die together. Oh, this will be amazing. And then Yuma just looks at him, smiling with tears falling. He's like, you got it, buddy, till the end of the line. And it just shatters the villain like, what?
Damn.
And that final moment, he's like, you know, Yuma, the world would be a better place if there were more people like you and less people like me. And it's like, oh! And there's another bullshit thing later in the final duel where it's like, he literally wins the duel by not doing the thing that would have won him the duel. Only because, and Zexal's full of this, with hyper-specific cards that no one would ever use because this situation would never organically appear in any duel ever.
Yep.
Where basically his opponent uses a card that's like, okay, we're going to return a magic card from our graveyard into our hand. But we have to use that card on our next turn, otherwise we automatically lose the duel. And so Yuma gets a magic card. and it's like a spell that like doubles the attack power of his monster or something like that. And he goes to like attack, and then he goes, "No, I can't attack because if I attack, you'll lose, and if you lose, you'll die, and if you die, blah 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 blah." Because he was caught in a huge scenario between like the fate of two worlds. One of them has to be destroyed, otherwise they both will be destroyed essentially. And he can't bring himself to harm literally anyone. And because he couldn't assign the attack, he couldn't declare an attack, which would have won in the duel. It ended up being the right decision because the spell card his opponent used was going to like basically prevent the attack and make him lose. But because he didn't attack that turn, his opponent lost because he couldn't trigger his spell card to activate, which means he ended up automatically losing through his own effect.
Nice.
Which isn't tactical and big brain and, oh, you're such a good duelist. It's like, no one ever doing a duel ever would not do that. Yuma being a bitch saved his ass.
Kaiba looking down from the fucking duelist heavens going, why have our children's card game turned into such a monotonous plot device?
Well, to be fair...
I remember when it just used to be, I want dragons!
To be fair, Zexal takes place in an alternate universe.
Yeah, it does.
Because the only anime that takes place in the exact same universe, in the exact same timeline, is the original, GX, and 5Ds. Everything else is in its own universe.
Well, we don't know
Arc
about
5
Vrains.
is canonically a multiverse.
Yeah.
Because they travel between the different universes in that show.
We don't know about Vrains, though.
I'm sure if we lined up all the protagonists from all the shows and then rated them all based off of who has the best character, Yusei from 5D is going to be the winner.
And any motherfucker out there being like, oh, Yusei's too perfect a protagonist can suck my dick. Fuck yourselves and being like, oh, protagonists have to have flaws. Yeah, they do. Usually, but Yusei's world has enough flaws that he gets a pass because his whole point is to fix them.
Correct.
I prefer Yugi, but I haven't seen 5D, so.
No. And he's not going to watch it in Japanese, which
No,
is
and that's the other
undoubtedly
thing.
better.
I've only seen a handful of episodes of 5Ds, and in those episodes, I can tell Yusei's a better protagonist.
Mm-hmm. It's all the Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists, but with like
Actual regular hair.
with regular hair and like normal clothes.
That's
Yeah, try
hilarious.
figuring out which one's Yugi.
You can figure it out by identifying and eliminating the other. It's like Jaden,
You literally
Jaden
can-
and Yusei are
I
very
could tell.
obvious.
I could tell Yugi's the really short one with black hair. Just
Yes.
by
Yeah.
his eyes, actually.
It's fantastic.
Playmaker's the one next to
I'll
him.
post the image on the podcast so people can see what we're looking at. But like, it's so funny because like the whole like with hair like that, you've never lost a game of who's
the
pro
protag?
Yep.
And then you have Jaden, who's just like
The
the,
mo-
most normal looking
Like
mother.
he has two tones hair, but they're like matching
When
tones.
Aaron told me that he had a picture that was like all of the protagonists but normal people, I swear to God, I thought it was gonna be like everyone changed, and then Jaden's just exactly the same.
It's for the most.
Yeah, because his hair isn't as poofy. That's about it.
Yeah, he's just a
Otherwise, he
normal
looks
dude.
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I coined him immediately.
But also like all their clothes, like they're not wearing like 7 colors with multiple
Yeah.
patterns.
13
They're,
belts.
They're not dressed like Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
they're not.
characters.
Yeah, they're not a JoJo character.
They're
yeah.
not dressed like they were designed by fucking Nomura?
Yeah,
Nomura.
It's so funny because like the thing is, you have to make your characters distinct. You do.
Yeah.
Except for some of those fucking slice of life animes where you couldn't pick out the protagonists of literally any of them. But that's not the point of those shows. It's like Goku with his whack ass hair. Like that's supposed to make him distinct.
Yeah.
Following this point, one of the big funny things about a lot of anime back in the pickup era, so right around the time that Dragon Ball Z completed, and
So in the 80s.
Huh?
In the 80s.
The animation series.
Oh,
not
the anime.
Yeah,
not the manga.
Yeah, not the manga. The manga, well, yeah.
Well, to be fair, it was the 90s that GT was really going into play. So like it finished around the 80s. Either late 80s, early 90s.
So, Fate series.
Which, by the way, my manager has recommended me to start with Fate Zero.
Yes, Fate Zero is the start of it, yes. And you should start with Fate Zero because it also doesn't have the air of some weird romantic tension that Fate Stay Night has. And it's because Fate Stay Night, even though it's the original one, it's adapted from an Arrow manga.
Of course.
Isn't there 2 different versions of Fate Stay Night?
No, there are like 8. Because there's the Arrow manga version. There's the actual porn manga version. Because the Arrow manga was a little lighthearted. Then there's the direct.
You have the Ichi versus hentai.
Yeah. You have the direct Shiro goes and F's everybody one.
Here's my problem.
You have the one where it's the slice of life Fate Stay Night, where they don't have the Holy Grail War and all of the summons are actual people. Correct. Yeah, I know. You have.
You mean the one without the plot of the series?
Yeah.
Dude, here's what I want to watch the Fate series so badly, but I'm like, even if it's like, okay, you start with Fate Zero. Where the fuck am I supposed to? Which Fate Day night am I supposed to watch?
He recommended me another one to watch
Unlimited Blade Works. Don't watch any
the
others. Unlimited Blade Works is the one that you need to watch for Fate Stay Night for 2 reasons. One, it doesn't have lines like, "But if you kill him, he'll die."
Yes, that's how
that is how death
works.
Yeah. Also, it focuses on the proper setting of the plot.
Growlithe is super effective against Krabby. He'll never win this fight.
Which is, it's Shiro figuring out how to be an actual summoner and use magic. He doesn't go and solve all the problems like he's supposed to because he's weak. He's literally relying on Ren and Archer and Saber the whole time. Also, you get to see Saber actually get molested.
Awesome. It's like that. It's like in Sword Art Online, where they literally can't get through a season without somebody getting raped on screen.
Yeah, except Saber kind of just gets like put in a poison dress, which is aphrodisiac poison, by the way, not like actual.
Oh, so we got some Hercules shit going on over here.
Yeah, Hercules is in fact in it. Yes.
Jesus.
I don't think he's a character now.
Hercules? Yeah, Hercules
No,
is
he's talking about Jesus. Have you seen like that fucking fighting game with like all the gods, and it's like Jesus like comes up on the cross, rips the fucking cross
that one
arms
fighting
off,
game,
and
yeah.
uses them as
Yeah.
Has anyone circled back to Drifters recently?
Drifters?
Yeah. Did anyone determine if that theory that the antagonist of the series was Jesus?
What?
Because he heals with a touch. He multiplies food. He basically does miracles. And one of the big things about Drifters is it's basically you have the Drifters who basically the entire plot is based around characters whose role in history has been finished, and they get isekai'd to another world to basically determine the outcome of a war between 2 gods of light and darkness. And the Drifters are people who still embrace their humanity, and then you have I can't remember what the other side is called, but they basically rejected their humanity. So you have people like Joan of Arc. She's one of the antagonists because obviously she was burned at this. She was burned at the stake. I would kind of,
No. If anyone actually knows the story of Joan of Arc, no. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I am insulted.
Rasputin was another.
That one fair. 100%.
But that's why is the idea that because the main antagonist is like a hooded figure and he's got like scars on his arms. So it was a theory that character is Jesus.
It's currently on hiatus, but I'm not
shocked.
It's so.
I think it's an interesting concept.
Is it like an anime or a live action show?
It was an anime.
It's another one of your favorite 1-season animes.
Oh god,
Mad Dragon was obsessed with it for a while.
Yeah, well.
Like he was basically. Were you? No, you weren't. You got after the fact. He based his Log Horizon RP character on Drifters, like in how he.
I'm part of the Log Horizon.
Yeah, but you weren't part of the.
In the RP.
The initial RP.
I made a character for it afterwards.
Yeah, which is why we literally had we were all like what the fuck when he did certain things, and he's like, oh, I'm based on Drifters. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but like none of our other characters like that, so you just like the wackadoo.
The most recent chapter is chapter 94.
Yeah, but we don't read.
It was included in the February 2025 issue of
at least it's still
Manga Magazine.
Because that's pretty recent.
Sorry, Mangazine. Yeah, but it's on hiatus, and it's only released a handful of chapters since going on hiatus in 2018.
Yeah. I'm not shocked, honestly. Like, because some of the other characters that are involved are like...
you know that theory? Another theory is that it's Judas.
What?
Another theory is that it's Judas for 2 reasons. One, if in the Bible specifically, it was specified that if Judas had not felt so guilty and killed himself over the betrayal, Jesus would have accepted him into heaven. Because he told him he was going to betray him. He knew he was going to betray him.
It was all part of God's plan.
It was an inevitable fact that he was going to betray him. But because he betrayed
the sacred quality of life
by killing himself, he was denied access to heaven. So it is theorized that it is in fact Judas following in the footsteps of Jesus in a very, twisted
but again,
manner.
for the sake of not toward humanity, because basically he's like
Correct.
the monster races.
Because it's humanity that made him betray God.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, not all the drifters are good guys. No. One of the drifters that was picked up,
even the protagonists aren't technically
they're
good
pretty
guys.
fucking brutal. Like one of them is like Oda Naga, is that his name?
Oda Nobunaga.
And Hitler.
Hitler's a good guy.
Well, he died.
Hitler is a dead protagonist.
Yeah, he basically what he does is he constructed a human kingdom fueled by war that would be strong enough militarily to face the oncoming conflict. That's why he was picked to be put there, was so he could militarize the humans.
All right, we got Hitler as a good guy in 2018.
That's one of the interesting things I like about drifters specifically, is that this person's a piece of shit. We will use them as, we're not going to change their character at all, but we will use them as a tool to facilitate a greater good within this plot. Hitler is not redeemed. Hitler is never once treated as a hero, and he's only ever been treated as a tool.
He reaches the same conclusion that he did in history.
Yeah.
Where he kills himself in the world, and it's believed because he was going through methamphetamine withdrawal.
Mm. So it's just really, it's one of those interesting things. Like I'm sure part of it was for shock value. Another part of it was to emphasize the fact of not every character we utilize is going to be a good character, because one of them is literally a pilot from Japan during World War II.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So like it's the whole thing where it's like you have people who just are picked because of their role and what they did in history.
Yeah. Oh, and he's a kamikaze pilot, by the way.
Yes, of course.
And there's a little bit of confusion in his storytelling, because when he shows up, he sees things on fire, and he has flashbacks to things being on fire, and he's like, "Things being on fire? That's terrible! Fuck these guys!" And it's like that. Japan did that a lot and often.
Yeah, but it's specifically referencing the napalm bombings of Japan,
which is so, because at first you think he might be a British pilot, because the UK was being bombed a lot, and then like you see like the Japanese markings on his plane and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, never mind.
The fact that he flies in right next to dragons is just kind of like,
he's like, dragons? What the hell?
The coolest scene ever.
It's also really funny later on when he's like picked up, like he crashes, of course he does, and like he's like this like native tribe of like wolfmen, I think, are like carrying him, treating him like a deity, and being like, "You mother!" He's just cursing up a storm and kicking him. He's like, "Oh, the sky god's angry again."
I have never ever heard of this.
It's a very interesting anime.
Yeah,
it is not.
The Drifter's opening drive is amazing.
Because it picks.
I'm not gonna watch it because the whole only one season thing.
Scipio and
I'm watching Ranma 1/2.
What is the other guy's name?
Starts with an N.
Hannibal. Scipio and Hannibal
Hannibal.
are in it. They're strategists.
Like Hannibal Lecter?
No, Hannibal as in the ancient.
The dude that Hannibal Lecter's named after.
Oh.
In Greek
mythology. I guess you haven't watched that.
It's Athens and fuck.
I don't think it's Athens.
No, one's from Athens. One directly talks about Athens.
You know the guy that went through the Alps with elephants?
No.
You don't know that ancient history where this guy literally marched elephants across the Alps to surprise his enemies?
Yep.
No.
That was Hannibal.
I don't know. No.
And you claim to like history.
I do like history, but I don't care about Asian history.
It's not Asian history.
Yeah, it's
elephants through the mountains?
To the Alps. Do you not know where the Alps are?
I know where the Alps are. I thought you said mountains.
The Alps are mountains.
Oh yes,
I thought
podcast
because there's only mountains.
I thought all you said was mountains. I didn't hear Alps. I heard mountains.
Yeah, because there's only mountains in Asia.
Oh yes,
but there's elephants There is no elephants in Europe.
No,
You're,
but you know
you're
what
peeking
Rome,
past the clap.
do you know what Rome was near? Egypt. You know where Egypt is? Africa. You know what's
There's
in
no
Africa?
elephants in Africa. Or,
Yeah.
Sorry, in Egypt. In Egypt.
Wow, I'm so glad you let me finish my statement being like Rome, Egypt, Africa, elephants.
But there's
So
no
he
elephants in
So he
Egypt.
took elephants the long way to surprise Rome.
Oh my god.
And of course he lost like most of his elephants.
What
in
I'm saying
that
is,
trek.
is my automatic assumption that it's in Asia is not a weird fucking assumption. Being like, are you fucking retarded?
No, you
it's
just-
in Europe.
No, you just,
Like,
Oh, yes.
no, you just didn't listen to me, man.
Kodig most of the podcast 3 feet away from the mic. The second his intelligence gets insulted, 3 inches from the mic.
Well, no, I've been leaning back to stretch because my freaking core is hurting.
Yeah. So if we want you to get closer to the mic, all we have to do is insult your intelligence. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to say. Drifters was interesting because he brought up Jesus, and I remember that theory. I was like, that's a very interesting and very daring plot point if that actually is what they end up
No,
doing.
but me personally, with how everything's going, I think it's actually going to be Judas.
Which would be equally interesting.
I honestly, it's whatever for me.
Because here's the other thing. When they show up from the world they're in, the drifters gain abilities very similar to their trauma.
Well, not the good drifters. They don't really have any powers, but the ones that like reject their humanity.
They don't have any powers that are displayed
Ah,
at this point.
the anime stops before any.
That's lame.
Well, like Joan of Arc has fire powers because
Again, I
Burned
am
at the
very
stake.
insulted by the fact that Joan of Arc is like, it's like, oh, to reject their humanity. Like, no,
No, humans,
absolutely not.
humans are the ones that persecuted her.
Yeah, but like, if you know the story of Joan of Arc, that's not how that would go down. She would just be like, oh, they're telling me I'm a witch. Well,
Dang,
they
I
know
must-
better than me,
Yeah,
so that's
dang, I
literally
must
how
be.
that story would go.
well, here's the thing though is
I prefer the Bill and Ted Joan of Arc, where she learns aerobics.
the thing is though there's the element of the story of Joan of Arc and the fact that this is a fictional work and the idea of the story versus any potential historical things versus
Because
any
here's the
potential
thing about the human
narratives.
psyche. It can be broken and twisted.
Like I don't think she was such a caring and compassionate person as she was actively being burned alive.
Correct. And
Like I think that pain and torment would be like for example in the beginning of Solo Leveling, where at first she's like, grab her, I can't walk, take her, save her, get out of here, like live the rest of your lives. And then as he's being brutally murdered, he's like, oh, you have a family? Well, I have a family too. Why do I have to die? Because in that moment of nobility, you're willing to do that. But then as you're actively dying,
all of your weaknesses come to fruition.
yeah,
That
Which
doesn't
is
change.
really good
that
writing
doesn't
in that
change
part,
the
yeah.
finality of his decision. You still will have regret after going through tribulation.
yeah. Like everyone always has that moment of doing something that's like selfless and like, you know, and then just the moment of being like, fuck, why did you do that?
Because here's the thing: selflessness without selfishness has no meaning. You have to have that selfishness and then deny yourself the satisfaction of your selfishness.
Yeah, that was one of the interesting things about trope talks from Osakas Production Red being like the pure of heart trope. Like, is it truly
Noble.
not noble, but like, is being pure of heart worth anything? Is it better to never have an impure thought, or to have an impure thought but never ever allow yourself to act upon it?
Correct.
So in the whole idea of, she's like, oh, sometimes it's more interesting for the pure-hearted character to lose their pure-heartedness as they're exposed to the world and basically tainted by it, but choosing to still do things properly. And like having certain elements, like for example, like Goku being pure of heart. A lot of fucking people, like, Goku's not pure of heart, listing all the things that Goku has done wrong. But then people like, well, purity of intentions. Goku is pure of spirit. He loves fighting to the point of a fair fight's the only thing he cares about. And his fault is expecting his opponents to share that idea, which is why he is always caught off guard when his opponents don't follow that, don't act
How
fairly.
can you defend against evil if you've never experienced it?
But Goku's always experienced evil. He's faced so much evil. He's experienced in cruelty, but there's still that element of pure-heartedness, that naivety, that genuine nature of his that people like Frieza, Demon King, Piccolo, like that they can exploit because that's just a core of who he is, and he's not going to give that up. Because the second he gives that up, he's no longer Goku.
Yep.
I'm surprised in Tournament of Power he didn't give Jiren a sensu bean.
We didn't have any.
And probably Beerus would have slapped him upside the fucking head.
Well, the thing about it was this was an element of if Goku, or at least Universe 7 does not win, Universe 7 will
not exist.
Will be destroyed, and there's no alternative. And it's not like Goku giving Jiren a sensu bean, like, oh yeah, Gohan, now go kill the guy, like with Cell. Like that was different. That would have just been stupid. Because like even Jiren says when he's fighting against Goku, like whenever his Ultra Instinct fizzles out, and he's like, Jiren's not happy about it. He's like, you won, you beat me, but there's more at stake here than my warrior's pride. And I can't allow myself to give you this victory because then everyone else will die. So then he pushes Goku out of bounds. So it's just that element of it doesn't matter what anyone's opinions is here. It doesn't matter your affiliation. It doesn't matter if you're good, you're evil, you're neutral. It's like the universe and everything inside of it is at stake. Morality is out of here. Of course, they do make the caveat if you're not allowed to kill your opponents. So like,
well, they'll die anyways.
Yes, but there's a difference between because the point was the fight, the fighting aspect. It's like proving yourselves, and just slaughtering your opponent is not necessarily proving that you're better than them. It just means you were able to kill them. It's like okay, you have a 12th degree black belt, skilled martial artist, spent their entire life training. Well, I have a gun and I shot him, so I'm the superior fighter.
It's literally special beam cannon. You are way fucking more powerful than all of us. But I've got this one move that can pierce through you.
Exactly. The Omni King was looking for ingenuity and drive, and was inspired by seeing Goku and how he interacted with other characters. And I was like, I want a whole tournament. And you know what? I think there's too many universes, so let's have a big fight to determine who will stay.
Zeno so much.
Yeah, he was divisive, and he still is. But like, also just because, Toriyama's. But
Toriyama's dead.
Him just creating the hierarchy of Dragon Ball's cosmology is bonkers, and the side series like Legends has only made things weirder.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole thing with you have Zeno who can destroy universes. Then you have the Supreme Kai of Time who destroy timelines, and every timeline has a Zeno. So that means Supreme Kai of Time can defeat Zeno, but Zeno can destroy universes, and universes composed of timelines. Means Zeno can destroy Supreme Kai of Time. So it's just.
Anyways, we are actually, interestingly enough, recording pretty late into this, and Aaron has a bedtime here pretty soon.
I mean, like in an hour.
Yeah, in an hour. I just want to make sure you get plenty of time. And I think this is a pretty natural.
I don't know if it's a natural place to stop.
Not a natural place.
It's the place to stop.
You're just pulling the brakes on it.
It is a place to stop.
It's at a house.
It's at a house, yeah.
Maybe not the house we wanted to stop at, but
yeah,
we're within the block.
I mean, there's a gas station and a Wendy's, so
yeah, we can stop here for the night. Yeah.
They still have the 4 going?
As a truck driver, this metaphor works quite well.
Why do you have a barrel of hydrofluoric acid?
This is a Wendy's.
You got a hand in the spinach, a foot in the arugula, and that's giving new meaning to a whole lettuce.
We butchered that joke, so fuck that.
On that note, this has been Klain.
Oh, wow. Jumping the line.
Damn straight I'm jumping the line.
Until we see you guys next time, we will be... there might be another Aaron Talks. There might be another podcast. We haven't quite worked on what that's going to be yet. It might even be a Council Countdown. I seriously doubt it.
No, but we're nowhere near done.
Or maybe even a new show. We don't know.
Hey, that's the name of the show.
Hey. Anyways, until next time, I've been Kodig.
I've been Aaron.
And this has been Klain.
Bye.
Bye-bye.